Hi guys, I'm MC Seeker of Truth, and I've come on here because I'm proper vexed right now. I'm vexed because of this article I've just read, and I needed a place to come and vent, so here I am. They knew. Why didn't the unvaccinated do more to warn us? The unvaccinated knew what we didn't. Some of them said too little. Most said nothing at all. A lot of blood is now on their hands. I'm sorry, what? I mean, this has to be a joke, right? We lost friends, upset family, became social pariahs for speaking out, for saying what we knew, or, more pertinently, what we could not know about these jabs. A lot of the vaccinated population ridiculed us, excluded us, alienated us, ignored us, avoided us, shamed us. So, I'm sorry, there's no blood clots on our hands. So you can point your fingers elsewhere. Point your fingers at the likes of your governments, the media, big pharma, certain scientists and doctors who stayed silent, or even just trusted the science. But come on now, do not point your fingers at us. The majority of us who are unvaccinated were speaking about it, were talking about it on social media platforms and getting censored for doing so. A lot of people were going out and protesting, especially when we were mandated to take these jabs. No jab, no job. Anyway, let's read on. As the world struggles to come to terms with the devastating effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, one question that continues to surface is why the unvaccinated didn't do more to warn us about the potential dangers of being injected. Again, as I said, a lot of us did try to warn people, did try to say what, could not be known about the long-term effects, or even the short-term effects to an extent, of taking these jabs. And we did speak about it. Some of us spoke about it till we were blue in the face. And as I said, we became social pariahs for doing so. And even to this day, still, a lot of us still talking about it and trying to, inform and educate people about what can be found, about information that is out there now about these jabs. I'll read on. While well-intending citizens lined up, did the right thing and received their COVID-19 vaccinations, now seeming to do more harm than good, their unvaccinated friends stood by and let them do it. Some of them said too little, some of them said nothing at all. Well, yeah, I'm sure there were some people that were absolutely frightened to speak up because of, the amount of ridicule and shame that some of the vaccinated people put on them. It goes on to say, even though they knew what we didn't, the information that we had was out there for you guys to read as well. And you chose not to. You chose to ignore us. You chose to say, the sources are bad. Oh, you're uneducated. Oh, you're anti-vaxxers. The information we had is the same information that you could find yourselves. So we didn't have any additional info that we didn't share. And this boils my piss. Our blood is now on their hands. Piss off! A lot of the people's blood is on your hands. Stop with this projection crap. A lot of you, put your statuses up on Facebook of, I've received my COVID vaccine. People are saying, I haven't, I've, choose not to, this, that and the other. Oh, you're an anti-vaxxer, this, that. A lot of people did shame. A lot of people did. It was so emotionally charged. And there was so much pressure from not only which the unvaccinated resisted, not only from the mainstream media, not only from our governments, but also from all of, a lot of the people that got vaccinated. Our blood is now on their hands. What? I would say if some of you do out there that have been vaccinated do agree with this article, a lot of you out there, the blood could be on your hands for not looking into it more. Your own blood as well, not looking into it more, not listening to other people, shaming people that did speak up about the safety and efficacy of these jabs. The blood could be on a lot of your hands, and this is I just can't believe that this article exists. It goes on to say, those are strong words, but the unvaccinated had access to important information about the potential side effects of vaccines. They knew about the risks of severe allergic reactions, blood clots, and other serious health complications. They knew that vaccines did not immunise us. They knew it wasn't effective and they can cause more harm than good. Now, we didn't necessarily know all of that. At times, we read information and said, well, maybe these are not safe and, there's not the data to support that they are. And yes, there's links to, there's definitely some adverse reactions going on, and there's links that are out there in scientific journals to, myocarditis and other things. We spoke up and we spoke up and we spoke up. We didn't know these things and you didn't. We knew these things and you wouldn't listen to us, right? It goes on to say, they knew all of that, but instead of warning us, the unvaccinated chose to remain silent. Now that is utter BS. They chose to look the other way and not speak about the potential dangers of vaccines. They let millions of good folks who did the right thing, at the time, fall to death and disease. And many anti-vaxxers even gloated online about how their coin flip had been the right bet. The more diabolical even urged folks they disagree with to get boosted. Right. Actually, and it says anti-vaxxers even gloated online about how their coin flip had been the right bet. It wasn't a coin flip if we were informing ourselves with information and basing our decisions on that information. That's not a coin flip. That's not left down to 100% chance. That's doing your research, that's not being closed-minded, that is not taking everything that's said on your television sets for gospel. And then it says the diabolical even urged folks that they disagree with to get boosted, hoping that they would, have medical complications or even death. I'm sure there is probably a small minority out there that are like that. But on the other side of things, I have personally witnessed and seen everywhere with, pro-vaxxers, etc., saying, oh, well, it's for the good of the population. This will cull off all of the uneducated, willing people not getting the vaccinations to die for their selfishness for not getting themselves vaccinated. So actually, I would dare to say that most of that sort of behaviour had come from the vaccinated, shaming the unvaccinated, and a lot. I've seen many times. Oh well, it's going to be your funeral or your nan's funeral. You're killing your nan. It goes on to say, it has become all too clear the silence of the unvaccinated was a dangerous, sociopathic and irresponsible decision that has had serious consequences for those of us who received the vaccinations. Sociopaths? Really? The sociopaths are the ones that rolled out these vaccines and said they were safe and effective when that was not proven and made you take them. And then the other sociopaths were the ones that willfully took them and then disregarded anyone trying to investigate them or even say that there may be something wrong with these. And you know what? My body, my choice. And the same people were rooting for my body, my choice before the vaccinations came into play. And then suddenly it was a different story. And then it says, and silence is, after all, consent. Exactly. Is this article satire? I mean, this is just like pure projection. Everything that it's saying about the vaccinated. If it is satire, it's a very clever article. And yeah, it has boiled my piss, so it's probably done its job. But silence, after all, is consent, and you could say that for a lot of the people that took the vaccine and didn't speak up, even if they had concerns. They were like, oh, yeah, but I want to go abroad or I want to keep my job. So, Doris has taken it and Fred's taken it. I've taken it. Just take it. That is potentially shameful. If that was the attitude, if you didn't truly believe that, it would do good and you had concerns, but you didn't want to speak up. The article goes on to say, it's time for the unvaccinated to take responsibility for their actions and work with the rest of us to find a solution in this crisis. We've been out here working, researching, sharing, talking about it since the rollout of the jab. So, the vaccinated need to now join. They need to take responsibility for their actions. And again, you can flip all this round. It must be a clever piece of satire, this. They need to take responsibility for their actions and work with the rest of us to find a solution to this crisis. Now that some of them are waking up to, maybe it was a bad decision. It goes on to say, we cannot afford to let their selfishness and lack of action continue to harm our communities. It is time for the unvaccinated to step up and do the right thing. The unvaccinated should, by any moral measuring stick, have done more to warn us about the potential risk. Where was your moral measuring stick? Whilst you were all going out getting your third, fourth jabs and saying that we should have no right to choose whether we have that jab, and spreading hate and shame on those that didn't choose to have it. Where was your moral measuring stick then? Sorry, I can't get through a sentence of this without, stopping to rant. So let me say that again. The unvaccinated should, by any moral measuring stick, have done more to warn us about the potential risks, to help us make informed decisions about our health, and they must now ask for our forgiveness. Ask for your forgiveness? For what? You should be asking for our forgiveness. Whoever wrote this is a flipping loony. In La La Land, surely. Then they go on to say about forgiveness, and hand to heart, we may just give it to them. On the flip side, for any of us, this article is obviously boiling my piss, but for, any people that have taken the vaccinations, didn't listen to you, called you an anti-vaxxer, called you all the names under the sun, if they've started to wake up and they've started to talk about it and they've not stuck in their cognitive dissonance anymore, do everything you can to support that behaviour, that turnaround. Forgive them. As much as it's for some of them, it may be difficult to. If it was your family that didn't invite you to events, as much, if they are now, awakening to this, realising this, doing their own research, changing their tune, support them. Because we need the majority of the population, apparently, have had these things and have been stuck in this cycle of media indoctrination and this whole narrative for years now, a couple of years now. So if they are breaking free of it, those are the people we need to support, to help speak up and to help, bring about change. And then it says, because we are good people, we took those injections because it was the right thing to do, until it wasn't. This is articles from iqfi.com. I went through some of the other articles, and although they put an element of humour into a lot of their articles, I couldn't outright say this is a satire website. This article may be satire, may be it is cleverly done if it is, piece to kind of put a mirror up. Obviously, got me vexed, and probably anyone reading this or seeing this that hasn't been vaccinated and has been speaking up probably are feeling the same. So it's ruffled some feathers and got some attention, and it's been spread around on social media, and a lot of the vaccinated will see this too, and it does hold a mirror up to the whole situation. And for that, if it is satire, it's very clever and well done. If this article is genuinely written, the writer is an absolute lunatic and sociopath. It's called a complete sociopath, and is projecting their regrets and their frustration, and they're projecting it onto the people that didn't have it. That's not where they should be projecting it, but they are, because they wish they didn't too. But again, it may be a clever piece of satire. There is a bit here that says, sorry, commenting has been disabled, and I saw this on the other articles as well. While 85% of you are wonderful people and we'd love to hear from you, the other 25% of recent comments have tended to be the result of targeted troll storms. I'm not surprised. Abuse from this vocal minority has traumatized our moderators and caused harm to the community. Right, but it does go on to say that they've opened comments again on a trial basis, and just have a quick look at a couple of those before I go. We've been telling you for years, but have been ignored, laughed at, and accused of being mentally ill and murderers by the same people stupid enough to take medical experimentation because That nice Dr. Hillary off the telly said it was safe. Stop lying and own your shame. Deborah says, I was literally ridiculed today, Tuesday, January 24th. That's today. No, yesterday. Trying to warn people about the dangers of the jab. So please don't say we didn't say anything. We did over and over. Heck, I took the darn job I took the darn jab and still tried to warn people. So here you go. He's someone that's I know of a few people that have taken it and do speak up about the potential harms and dangers and wouldn't take another one. And I still try to warn people and not to, and I get ridiculed. So please, enough with this narrative. We told you so. You didn't listen, and I don't advocate the whole "we told you so" situation. You know, I know a lot of the people that did get vaccinated were willing for people to get COVID, have it really bad, have problems, maybe not to die, but to be near death, and for them to go, well, we told you so. You should have put it in your arm. I don't advocate that from them to us if to the unvaccinated if they'd made the wrong decision, and I don't advocate it vice versa. A lot of my family and friends took the jab. We have to have compassion. So saying we told you so is not helpful at all, is it? Oh, we told you so. Encourage them when they realise to do more, to not look back but look forward. How can we prevent this from happening again, etc. So she says, we told you so. You didn't listen or chose to cancel anyone who didn't follow the narrative. You owe all those conspiracy theorists an apology and stop blaming the unvaccinated. They were smarter than all of us. I'm not going to read the rest of the comments, but I will leave a link to the article in the description. Thank you guys for sitting through my rant. What do you guys think about this article? Do you think it's satire? Do you think that this person is being serious? What do you think about what's written in it? Does it make you as angry as it made me reading it? Go through the comments in the article too and see what you think there. Guys, thank you for watching. And if you want to support me, there is links in the description where you can support my work further. If you do, I always really appreciate that. And it does help me to keep making content. And until next time, follow M Secret Truth.